Hi guys, it's your girl Lola Loves You, and today's topic we're going to do the review about the Red Table Talk with Bobby Brown. And I'm going to give my opinion about it. Okay, so last night I had I had an attitude. I'm like, oh, what he got to say now? And I just had kind of a little attitude, not a lot, not a harsh attitude, but just like, I don't want to. I just want to see what he gonna say. He gonna be fake and phony and stuff like that, and he's not gonna take accountability. And I just was, I had a I was prejudging the whole interview. So Jada, I turned it on, and at the beginning she said, "If you're not sympathetic or empathetic, this is not an interview for you." So something that kind of calmed my spirit up just a little bit. I'm like, okay. So once Bobby Brown came out there, um something in my spirit, y'all, and I'm not saying like that. Something in my spirit really said Bobby Brown was really sober. Sober. He has really changed. He is not the immature man that he was boy back then. He's not the immature boy that he used to be. And that he is a grown man with experience now. My heart, as I saw him, and you could tell, I judge people through their eyes and how they talk and their speech and things like that. Bobby Brown has really changed, y'all. And it's so sad that he changed in his later years and his prime years, you know what I'm saying? But to each his own, you know, we all gotta grow up some at times, and sometimes people grow up faster than others, but I think he got it right, y'all, now. I could tell his demeanor. I could tell with his responses that he has matured. Bobby Brown has really matured, y'all, and I can see that he is really sober. Now I don't know how long he's going to stay sober, especially with alcohol. But Lord's willing, I hope he continue in a sober path. But they were, just talking about Bobby Brown Jr. And he just was saying that Bobby Brown Jr. wasn't an addict, and I didn't think he was an addict. He said he just was experimenting with drugs at the time. And some people, I mean, that's not right thing to do, but people, at their younger years, they do experiment. They experiment with this. Oh, I tried this. I tried that. And I believe he just tried the wrong thing. They said whatever drug that he took, it was laced with fentanyl, and fentanyl can be very fatal, and that's what causes passing. Um, and he kind of took Bobby Brown did take accountability for him not being the proper role model for his kids, and for his kids to, you know, go down the path that he went down. You know, and that was big of him. I'm not gonna lie, that really was big of him. And then of course, he gave his opinion about he think that Nick Gordon had some involvement with Whitney and Bobby Christina passing, which I believe that too. I really do believe that. And he just said he really believed that he had something to do with it, but he never got the chance to confront him in person. And even when Nick passed, that's not long ago. What was that? Nick passed about in a year or two ago. Bobby Brown was in rehab for alcohol. So that is more of his addiction now than narcotics. It's alcohol now. So he's really battling alcohol. And he said how he was losing bodily functions, because his body wasn't acting right because of the alcohol. He needed alcohol just to get off the bed. But he said he's been clean from narcotics for 19 years. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. At all. Even at the end of him and Whitney's marriage, what Bobby Brown was still using, in my opinion. That's what I believe. I know he was battling alcohol, but I still believe he was, he was dibbling and dabbling when at the him and his Whitney Houston yes, last years of their marriage. He didn't stop doing drugs in 2000, what, two? That'd be 2002, 2003. No, being Bobby Brown, in my opinion, when on that show, he was still using, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm not here to bash him or, pick apart the interview. But the interview, in my opinion, was very peaceful, very satisfying. Um, got the chance to see Alicia, his wife, and all these years, you being a Whitney Houston fan, us Honey Bunnies, we love Whitney Houston, and anybody that's not Whitney Houston, we're gonna comfort them with, with Bobby Brown. Oh, she, you know what I'm saying, have an opinion. I really didn't ever have an opinion about the woman, but I didn't know her. So me seeing her doing this interview, I'm not mad at Alicia. And I'm kind of happy that Alicia is with Bobby Brown because she is the type of woman that he needs. He needs a strong woman that is no nonsense. And Whitney Houston was not a strong woman, nor was she no nonsense. Whitney Houston was very immature, insecure, and she was an addict. And she just was not a proper wife, and Bobby Brown was not a proper husband. Both of them needed no nonsense partners. She needed a no nonsense husband, or a partner, and he needed a no nonsense wife. And both of them, they weren't not a good fit for a marriage. They weren't. Now they were dating, or boyfriend and girlfriend. That's different. But a marriage and being someone's parent, both of them were very immature, insecure people, and they needed someone strong that was not going to be would be no nonsense towards them and not play no games with them. And I believe Alicia is a good look, in my opinion, for Bobby Brown. Now I don't know her personally or nothing like that, but just I could just see she's not playing with him. And Bobby Brown always seems to get it together when he's with her. And this is the most sober I ever seen Bobby Brown. Even Jada Pinkett said the same thing. She said, "This is the most sober I ever seen you." And it's a reflection of his marriage, in my opinion. I believe Alicia is a good wife for him. In my opinion, I believe she's a good wife for him. And it's so beautiful how they are raising their children. It's sad that he couldn't do it with his other kids, but how he, talking about drug use with his son. His son is 11 years old. And he explaining what happened to his brother. And, I thought that was a beautiful thing for them to talk and for him to cry in front of his son, allow his son to cry, and they can heal together as a family. That is beautiful. I know sometimes people have to go through bad situations and things just for them to get it together. It's sad that they get it together later on in life and they wasted so many years, but thank God, in my opinion, that he's getting it together now. I really see a change in Bobby Brown. I never see a change but I never saw Bobby Brown sober minded. It's just his answers and his conversation, and you could tell he seemed like a grown man. Bobby Brown was always an immature little boy to me. But now I can see that he's a grown man and he has learned. He's looked like he's learning and starting to get some type of wisdom with himself. Sad, I'm sorry that it happened. For the loss he had and for how many years he wasted of his life. But it seems like he finally getting it together. I pray for his sobriety, for him to continue to be sober, for the rest of his kids. That I hope he be the best father he can be. I hope I'm quite sure he'll be transparent with life with his kids, explaining things, and for his kids that can come to him and talk to him about anything. But I hopefully like this will be his last run with rehab. The last time he was in rehab, I hope this was the last time, and I hope he really continued the way how he is, because he seems that's really sober minded. He seems healthy. He seems healthy, sober minded, and his mental seems very healthy. He seems healthy physical. I mean, his looks ain't like how they used to be, but he seems at a good space, in my opinion. I know he's the passing of his kids could be a trigger for him. So I'm hopefully that he'll go to continue therapy if he ever went to therapy. I hope he continue therapy or start therapy, and talk about the passing of his children, and past things that he had, might have done that he might want to forget about it. He did acknowledge that him and Whitney Houston had a vow to merge due to drug addiction, but he kept saying it was more verbal, but we know it was, physical as well. But I'm not even worried about that. I just hope that he is everything that he went through in life is a learning lesson, and that even if he don't hold himself accountable publicly, that he hold himself accountable to his children, to the rest of his children that's living now, to be the best father and husband that he can be. That's all I can ask for him. But I forgive Bobby Brown for what he put Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina through. And if it looks like Bobby Brown might be at peace within himself. You know, back in the day, you could tell he didn't have no type of peace within himself, or you know, just not happy with life. And it seems like he's grown older in wisdom. He's happy with life. Like I said, this was a nice interview with Jada Pinkett, her mama and daughter. It was a good. It was, like I said, it was very peaceful, and it was gave me closure. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below what you think about the interview. What was your favorite parts? And I'll be back with another video. It's your girl Lola Loves You. Like I said, no pun intended to Whitney Houston. I just believe Whitney Houston was not meant to be Bobby Brown's wife, and Bobby Brown was not meant to be Whitney Houston's husband. And you know, to each his own. But it's your girl Lola Loves You. I'll be back with another video. Bye.